1 p.m. Eastern, Miami Dolphins 1-3, 1-1 on the road at Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-1, 2-0 at home. Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Let's take a look at the market here first and foremost in this spot. We have the Buccaneers opening up as 10.5-point favorites, and there's been a big move towards the Dolphins without a number switch. So there's been a 19-cent move at Pinnacle. Tampa Bay opened at minus 107 at 10.5. They're now plus 112. And Heritage has moved it to 10. U-Wagers moved it to 10. Bodogs moved it to 10. So I apologize. Even Bet365 moved to 10. Sorry, for some reason I thought it was all 10.5 across the board. I'm wrong there. This total opened up at 47.5. All the other books have moved it to 48 except for U-Wager and Pinnacle. Okay. Now let's take a look at the cash in this very interesting Dolphins spot. 5,724 tickets in. 65% of the tickets, 71% of the cash on the Bucks. 43% of tickets, 91% of cash on the under. Let's move it up a half point. Dolphins coming off a disappointing 27-17 loss at home to the Colts. Miami was outgained 349 yards to 203. They were outgained 139 to 35 on the ground and 123 of Brissett's passing yards. So Brissett was 20 of 30 for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Also fumbled twice, losing one. 123 of Brissett's 199 passing yards came in the fourth quarter when the game was over. Miami was terrible. They were outgained 226 to 15 in the second and third quarter. 30 minutes of game time. 30 minutes of game time between first downs. Ooh, they were fucking terrible. It was the third consecutive game in which the Dolphins have allowed 20 straight points to their opposition. Devontae Parker led the way with 4 receptions for 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 5 catches for 57 yards. The Dolphins can't run the ball. They used Malcolm Brown as RB1. He ran 8 times for 23 yards. As a team, they ran 16 times for 35 yards. They got 2 sacks on Wentz. They did get 8 quarterback hits on them. Their defense is still pretty good. Will Fuller, they lost him in the first half with a hand injury. He's already being ruled out for this week, so there's no Fuller. Cornerback Byron Jones is listed as day-to-day. They hope to have defensive tackle Raekwon Davis activated off the IR. Tua's began throwing. Buccaneers come in off a 19-17 win at the Patriots and Tom Brady's first trip back to Foxborough. Brady was 22 of 43 for 269 yards. No TDs, no picks. He broke Drew Brees' NFL career passing yardage record, became the 4th quarterback with victories against all 32 NFL teams, joining Brees, Favre, and Manning. Mike Evans caught 7 passes for 75 yards. Brown caught 7 catches for 63 yards. Godwin 3 for 55. Fournette starting to look like that 4th overall pick again. 20 carries for 91 yards, 3 catches for 47 yards. Richard Sherman, in his Buccaneer debut, made 7 tackles, recovered a fumble. Bucks were all over Mac Jones. Sacked him 4 times, hit him 12 times. Brady was protected as usual. He sacked once and hit 3 times, and we just don't see his jersey dirty ever. Carlton Davis III was helped off the field in the second quarter with a quad injury. He's listed as questionable. Winfield is left in the fourth quarter to be evaluated for concussion, but Arians said that he does not. Aaron said that he's not expect him to make it through concussion protocols. Sean Murphy Bunting's been moved to the IR, but he is making progress. JPP, Gronkowski, Jamal Dean, and Bernard all missed the game and are listed as questionable this week. Here we go, Bebsie. Is this a buy low spot on the Dolphins? There was one note here that I wanted to read, and I'll take a look at this, but Dennis Garcia says, I hate that I probably have to take Miami. Terrible spot for Tampa coming off the Rams and the Brady homecoming. Brady says 2 emotional games in a row for the Bucks. Take it away, Bebsie. Dolphins, Buccaneers.
Well, I do want to touch on what Birdie said. I don't know if Sherman made a lot of tackles, but if you're making a lot of tackles as a corner, it means they're making completions on your side of the ball. So I don't know if I fully agree with that. I wasn't overly impressed with Sherman this week, but I am happy to see him back out on the field. Football is more fun with Richard Sherman on the field. But I think it is a buy low spot for Miami, but also not just a buy low spot in I agree, Dennis Garcia. He was not good. But look, Tom Brady facing former defensive coaches has struggled. He struggled. They didn't put up many points. And was it Sunday Sunday night's game. He struggled against Flores the last time he played him. He even struggled against Matt Patricia, which is saying something because Matt Patricia was not a good coach. But these former D coordinators or former defensive coaches know how to at least get Brady off his game a little bit. Yeah, he didn't get sacked, but he certainly wasn't overly impressive. Now, he did miss Gronk big time. Gronk is a safety blanket. He's been playing good football. I hope to see Gronk back on the field too, because how do you not love watching that guy play? But I agree. I think this is too many points. I don't think Miami wins this game, but I take Miami in the points here.
It does make sense here. It's just an emotional couple games for Brady and the Bucks. The 10.5s are gone, but you can get 10. That's an important point. And what do you think of this total that's moving to 48, Bebsie?
I expect a low-scoring affair, so it would be under or nothing for me. Again, with what I just said about Tom Brady facing his former defensive coaches has not been successful.
The under is screaming at me right now. At this point, if I was to stick to this rule, which I probably shouldn't make a steadfast rule, but 65% of the tickets are on the Bucks, 71% of the cash, which does go against my addition, but I still kind of like it. And then 43% of tickets are on the under, 91% of cash is on the under. It's screaming under to me. Dolphins can play strong defense. I'm going to take a good look at this under, first of all. I would like to back the Dolphins plus 10. Nice. Short travel. The issue is this Dolphins rush group. You know, we saw them get rid of Kenyon Drake last year, and
they really – I thought they were going to ride Salvin Ahmed, and then he got hurt, and then he didn't really do anything. But he had a couple of games there where people were like, this guy's incredible. And then he started playing like an undrafted free agent would play, which is okay.
Yes. Well, it's going to take a little bit more time for me, but at this point, it feels like both the under and the Dolphins plus 10 are in play here. The Dolphins' defense is still strong. Do you still trust this Dolphins defense, Bebsie?
Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said. Former defensive coach. They've all had success against Tom Brady. Not stopping him entirely, but at least slowing him down and making him look pedestrian. So I do believe this Miami defense can still put up a game. Look, I said this a bunch in previous weeks, in previous years. Your defense, when your offense can't do anything, they start to get dejected. They start to wear down. So it does matter that their offense cannot do anything. But I still believe in this Miami defense. There's too much talent on it not to right the ship. But that offense has got to give them a little bit of a breather here and there.
And they're pretty easy to stop offensively. Brady says they never used Gaskin at all last week. I don't understand what is happening with the Dolphins over him. They have two offensive coordinators, and Charlie Fry still calling plays. What is going on? All right, we are going to move on. I think I'm going to move on this spot in Dolphins Buccaneers